Thoughts on how to negate Eddie Betts, Taylor Walker, these sort of match winners for Adelaide?
Oh, look, we've had the same back seven for a while now. We haven't had to make any changes back there, so they're very settled, our defensive group. We won't have to go to all the matchups right now, but they are one of the most potent forward halves, though. There's no doubt. But so Matt Maguire's been doing a good job. Whichever one of the big men he gets, they've got three big monsters, so it's going to be a challenge for Justin Clark and Darcy Gardner and Matt Maguire, Joel Patfull. So it's going to be a big challenge for that back group.
Have you found a forward in Daniel McStay?
I'm not getting too excited about that yet with Dan. One thing he did really well was pinch hit forward for a game. Whether he can maintain that or be that player for the long term, that's a different conversation. But he did it in a 30-minute patch. This is a guy that's played mainly defence his whole life, so it's a bit unfair on him for all of us to get thinking he's our next key forward at this point in time. So we'll still use him in those roles. We'll use him in both. I think in a perfect world he's one that plays both ends of the ground. So I think that's his strength.
As close as progress then, Leppitsch, he seems to have been a bit more consistent, particularly since he's sort of owned that forward line, I guess.
Well, he has. We've given him the opportunity, and since we got rid of Brownie, he's been really good, hasn't he, Closey? Got him out of the way. So. But he's one thing about Closey, a bit like a lot of our boys, are progressing each week, and that's a good sign. Even guys that have been around 3 or 4 years, like Rowan Buick and Ryan Harwood, are getting better with every week, so it's an encouraging sign.
On a serious note, what difference have you seen since Brownie left? Do they feel more confident? I guess the ball obviously going to them more often. What have you seen that's changed?
Oh, you could ask the playing group that. I mean, for me, like the weekend, we still, I would have thought on the weekend if Jonathan Brown plays, we're more efficient inside 50. So it's a tough one. It's one of those hypotheticals I don't know the answer to.
Do you feel a bit fortunate you've got Dan Merritt out there this week?
Yeah, I'd probably expected him to miss maybe one, maybe two, what I saw, but well, you sometimes get on the right end of these things, sometimes the wrong end, but I think there's plenty of people calling for some changes for the MRP for next year, and sometimes the numbers just don't add up, do they? It's when you're not dealing with, I guess, human beings and case by case and common sense. When you're dealing in just numbers, the mistakes can happen, and either way, for the good and the bad. So, look, I think that'll be reviewed at the end of the year.
Have you had a word with him about watching his elbows and his forearms?
And too many times. Look, for me, I know Daniel well. For me, that was extremely clumsy, and even the one at the start of the year against Gold Coast, it was the same. It was almost, I'm late, what do I do? And he's a big, you don't want to be clumsy at 105 kilos. It's okay to be clumsy at 70, but at 105 you don't want to be a clumsy player, and he's done that a few times. And I know Daniel, it's not born out of intent. If he had to use his right arm to spoil that ball as opposed to his left, we're probably not discussing it. So there's some technique stuff in there as well that he's got to get better at. But that's all I can probably say on it.
So maybe you'd like to see some changes to the match review?
Oh, look, I think everyone would. I mean, would you? I mean, to a man, I think most people think that the consistency is not there, and mainly because it's based around points and less common sense. So, look, I don't have the answers right now, but I've got a feeling you'll get the change. Yeah.
Do you think it's time for the fans to start getting excited about this Lions outfit? I know you've said it all through the year that you're developing, etc., but going for 3 in a row now, starting to build something, and really one of the most exciting sides out of the 8 at the moment.
Yeah, I'm excited. Are you excited?
Excited,
good. Yeah, that's good. I've got to get everyone excited. Fill the stadium. That's what it's about. So, look, hopefully what this does, I mean, we can't play finals, so maybe you're drawing on people, when that happens, crowds maybe and don't jump on board. But I think hopefully what our fans get to see is a future and players, and that will fill roles for a long period of time. That's exciting news with players signing up, and there seems to be a good vibe around the place. So we always need our fans to fill the stadium and to become members, and it's such a crucial part of the role is our fans jump on board. So let's hope so. I mean, we can only hope. We can provide the entertainment, and hopefully the fans jump on board.
There's been a bit of talk that your calm demeanour sort of helps players play their pace.
It was that Steph. He said that on the weekend. Yeah. Well, I guess so. I mean, it's nice to always hear nice things about you. The coach's box is a bit different at times. I'm not as calm and considered, but I vent, frustrate, and then get on with it, I suppose. But look, I guess I'm a coach that I don't, I'm totally results based. I don't. if yelling achieves something, I do it. If it doesn't achieve something, I won't do it. So, but it's, as I said, it's a bit of a honeymoon period for me as well.
Are you still learning about yourself as a player?
I think every day we do, don't we? About ourselves, about the team, about individually. We're always learning and hopefully make better decisions.
Do you see over this last month you could sort of play the role of party pooper? Like if you beat Adelaide this weekend, big depth man, maybe Collingwood the next week, that sort of thing?
Look, I haven't been renowned as the party pooper, but I'm happy to. I'd be happy to in the last month, that's for sure. But you're right, we're. I guess not just us, but if you're coming up against Richmond at the moment, or Carlton, or a lot of teams outside the 8, you don't want to. There's no easy games anymore, so you just have to always be on your best, and that's a good thing. You know, one thing now, the two. You know, young franchise teams are now grown up a little bit, so they're hard to play against now. So it's with every year, hopefully the bottom part of the ladder is more competitive than it's been the last 4 years.
A lot's been said about Steph Martin over the last few weeks. Another huge test for him this week. Yeah,
they don't get any bigger, and you know he's rose to every one of the challenges. He's been our most impressive player, that's for sure, in the last 8 weeks. And as I said, he'd probably be leading our best and fairest count on average. So if he plays the whole year, I mean that's the potential Steph has. So I'm just rapt for him that he's sort of reaching those goals.
I was asking about, you were talking about the consistency of the defence earlier and how well it's been going. But coming to the club this year and seeing what Joel Bradford brings to the group, you know, he's 2 times club champion.
Yeah.
No one ever really raves about it.
Yeah, well, he does the job every week, and he beats every player he plays on. Now that I've said that, he probably won't, but he does. He had a slow start to the year himself with his body, but geez, he's been exceptional. You know, in the last sort of 12 or 13 weeks. So he's a terrific player. He's very reliable. Someone that coaches love to have in the team. So.